Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Folkler and I'm Jacob's older brother. I want to thank you for your support in the campaign for Jacob, and I want to take the time to explain to you what events took place that led to this current situation. In this video log, I will give an overview on how Jacob ended up to be a victim of parental alienation and what events led to such circumstances. For those who may be unfamiliar with parental alienation, I will briefly explain the concept, but if you would like to know more information, then I would suggest watching my next video, in which we'll zoom in on parental alienation syndrome, for short PAS. Parental alienation syndrome is where the custodial parent teaches the child to avoid connection with the non-custodial parent using fear of abandonment and a variety of psychological manipulations, all meant to foster the alienation. Due to the fact that it is the parent enforcing this, the child naturally does what he or she can to satisfy the requests of the custodial parent. Now, William and I were victims of this form of abuse. To give you an idea of the severity of the damage, William and I spent over 12 years hating and refusing to talk to our mother. Now, as of now, I'm happy to tell you William and I have been rebuilding our relationship with our mother, and we are continuing to see each other now. So, for starters, what is the current situation? As of now, my father Philip, my brother William, and I are currently living in Michigan in the United States. We moved back here from Singapore in May of 2013, and we have been slowly building ourselves up since. Jacob, on the other hand, could not come with us because international law requires notarized signatures from both parents or both parents to be present in order for minors to cross the international boundaries. This law is to prevent international parental kidnapping. Now he is living with his mother, Gloria, who was my stepmother, and they are both living in Singapore. Now, the reason why we left Singapore was a combination of my father's health, Gloria's abuse, and our financial situation. My father, Philip, is a multiple sclerosis patient, diagnosed over 25 years ago. Multiple sclerosis is where the body's immune system treats the myelin sheath around the nerves of the brain and the spine as a foreign substance. In a way, it is like the body is attacking the insulation of the nerves, like stripping a wire. And very similar to wires, the nerves can short circuit. The effects of multiple sclerosis can be as sudden as paralysis within 5 years, or, like my father, a gradual loss of vision and stability over a long period of time. So, to give you an example, in 2012, my father had an episode where he was hospitalized for a week in Singapore, and he nearly lost his vision from the swelling around his optic nerve. So it is clear my father needed medication. The issue was, though, that the medication in Singapore is extremely expensive, right around 4,000 US dollars a month, and you can't really afford that unless you're one of the people with a great incredible salary. However, being back in the United States, he has been able to receive medication at a much reduced price. Now, the second reason we chose to leave was due to Gloria's abuse. As I had mentioned earlier, Gloria implemented the alienation between my biological mother and William and me. Now, this is not just a baseless statement, and I do plan on uploading letters that Gloria sent to my mother with very hostile statements, calling her names and all sorts of terrible things. And I also have phone recordings that I will show you in the future. This will show you pretty much what she is underneath that facade. In 2013, Gloria had created such a negative environment in our house in Singapore. None of us felt comfortable whenever she was at home. Gloria has a hot temper and is known for having outbursts of anger over trivial matters. One example I can give you is when I applied for a job as a part-time hotel staff. Gloria insisted me on getting a job, so I sent out applications and I found an agency that was looking for part-time workers for various hotels. There were numerous advantages to this job, and the main one being I could quit anytime because I had school a month later and I didn't want to work while going to school. However, when I tried to explain this to Gloria, she flipped out when I told her I took the job. I tried to be polite, I tried to explain, but all I got in return was yelling, and none of it made sense. She would argue that I would be bonded to the hotel, and she made other ridiculous statements, but had she listened to me, I would have been able to clarify all of her doubts. Weeks after, she wouldn't let it go. She kept saying I wanted to look classy. She kept saying that had I humbled myself to McDonald's, I would be able to earn more, which made no sense at all because, I mean, it's obvious working as a part-time hotel staff versus McDonald's. I'm pretty sure it's clear that the hotel staff I would earn more anyway, and it's better working experience. And then about a month later after that, because of our financial instability, she blamed me for not being able to pay the rent, which was 2,800 Singapore dollars a month. In US dollars, that would be 2,250. She said that had I humbled myself and if I worked in McDonald's, I would have been able to pay off the rent, which was just ridiculous. And that is only one incident describing her anger outburst. And I mean, there are many more which I can uh, explain in the future, and I definitely will. And then you add her adultery that on top, and that'll show why she just became incredibly hostile towards my father, blaming him for her problems and the financial instability. And I do plan on going in further depth regarding her adultery and abuse, but for now I will move on so this video is not too long. The reason we left was due to the financial instability. And the last reason we left was due to the financial instability. In March 2013, my father's work contract ended and he used most of his salary to pay off the bills. Shortly after, Gloria filed a divorce, leaving all of us in a financial panic. My father had no means to pay for a lawyer to fight the case as he had exhausted all of his funds. After a month later, Gloria moved in another apartment with her boyfriend and canceled the lease of the house we were staying in. William and I were told if we did not work to support her in paying rent and board, we would be kicked out of the house. As for my father, he was left to fend for his own. I mean, Sing- Sing- Singapore is just much different as far as living on your own because it's just such an expensive place to live. And for a person like me at 19 years old, I cannot live on minimal wage in Singapore. There's no way I can do it. I can't afford it. And so it was truly a damning situation. All of us had no idea what to do. Every day, William and I feared we would be thrown out like our father. It wasn't until a few good Samaritans helped us out that we had any degree of hope. With their help, we made a choice to leave and show Gloria we were not pushovers. We were not going to take it from her anymore. And after we left, Gloria cut Jacob off from us. She threatened the school. She made sure they would not help us. She called the police on my friends when they approached him. She shut down his email account and told him repeatedly we abandoned him, even though Jacob knew we planned on leaving. He wanted to come with us, and I believe the most telling sign of that is when my father asked him where he wanted to live, either with his mother or his father. He replied, I want to live with my brothers, Andrew and William. Now, as a brother, I can't let that go. As a brother, I want to make sure that wish comes true. But I can't do that myself. And that is why I call to you, the general people. With your help, this can become a campaign for Jacob. I mean, with your help, we as a collective team can bring Jacob home. All you need to do is spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues. I can understand from an outside perspective this may appear to be another divorce case, and the world is full of divorce cases, but I assure you this is not just a divorce case. This is a fight for Jacob, where this is a fight where brothers are fighting for their brother, and that makes it more than a divorce case. So I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please subscribe to our website at www.jacobfolkler.com and also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and stay tuned for more videos. Once again, Thank you so much. With your help, we can bring Jacob home.